What's up, travelers, and welcome back to another week in No Man's Sky. And we have development update number 7 in our hands. It brings some nice little changes, but the biggest of them all is of course this brand new planet that you can see over here, as well as this week's event. So I'm going to go over both of these, and I will start with the announcement itself. And of course, Hello Games will be thanking everybody who has taken part into the Explorer feedback survey. Is the one that I've talked about in the previous video, and if you still didn't complete this yet, go ahead and do so because it contains some very awesome stuff in it. And of course, you can also give Hello Games your feedback, what you want to see in the future in this game, and all sorts of stuff that you like about it. So yeah, go ahead and do it if you didn't already. But in the meantime, we have a brand new community research update, and it reads the following: Specialist Polo has at last emerged from the most involved data analysis they have ever undertaken, followed up by a more physical challenge in their workshop, crafting a new device to move this mystery forward. They are exhausted and disoriented but triumphant. They have identified the exact origin of the logs left by their last traveler friends, ultimately a question of when rather than where. Polo requests that participating explorers apply this specialized device to a number of transmission devices on a specific world characterized by oversized flora. They hypothesized that with the right time tuning and well-considered decisions, it may be possible for explorers to influence events occurring outside the present moment. And that's pretty much all the description there is. And of course, you can see this very beautiful screenshot. This is in fact not a fan art, it's not drawn by anybody, it's actually an in-game screenshot, and during this event you will be transported to this planet, and it definitely looks exactly as you see it in this picture. It's probably one of the best I've seen so far, and it kind of combines the flora you see on all sorts of like burning planets, like those plants over there and the huge trees with the big bulbs on them definitely remind me of the planets that are fiery. But of course, we also have some palm trees, and the general feel of the planet is very good. I'm liking it so far, but yeah, you're not gonna be there too long because you're in to do an event. And this week's event, which is week number 6 by the way, starts pretty easily. You get a random contact from Polo himself whenever you are outside in space, and he pretty much tells you to go on another planet, giving you a certain string of coordinates. In the typical manner, you need to go down on the planet once more and go at the portal that it points you towards, input the glyphs given to you by Polo, and you will be warped on the other side, which is of course the planet you can see in this picture. All you need to do in this mission is simply follow the clues and the pieces of story that uncover to you. You go from one place to another, reading certain terminals, inputting the device given to you by Polo, which lets you decode all the information that is shown. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to it. It's pretty simple. Once you decode the terminal and the data transmitted to you, simply exit the structure, press C for the next point to be available to you, jump in your ship, and then just move over there, because if you do it by foot, it's probably going to take you at least a few minutes. It's way faster if you do it by ship, and that's how I did it. I think in total it doesn't take you more than like 5 minutes to complete it all. There are no challenges along the way. All you need to do is follow the markers, read the pieces of lore, or completely skip them. It's, you know, your choice, and then you'll be free to go up in space. I'm not gonna spoil anything about the story itself, but you're pretty much going to make contact with another alien, and eventually you're gonna find it. But yeah, if you care about this sort of stuff, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go ahead and do it. I've read it, and it's pretty nice. You know, for one weekly event, it's pretty nice nonetheless. And yeah, I've already seen people setting up bases over here. There have been at least a few dozen people with me at the same time doing the same mission, and I can't believe how many folks were over there. But nonetheless, you're probably wondering now, what are the Quicksilver event rewards? And they come in the form of, well, just decoration this time around. It's pretty much a staple now. Hello Games isn't releasing any customization items anymore because, well, they most probably are working for those, and they kind of take a lot of time to make, and I do not blame them. That's why I'm patiently waiting for whatever they will release next in customization. But in the meantime, we have Atlas Station statues. You can see them over here on the screen. They come in silver, gold and bronze edition, of course with gold being the biggest of them all and bronze being the smallest, and they look pretty dope. I mean, if you want to start a cult of the Atlas, which I know a lot of people have done so, yeah, you can install these pretty much, build up a church. I mean, we already have one on the official Galactic Hub, so yeah, might as well just do that. Other than that, we have a bunch of new plants if you want to decorate your houses, and it makes sense. I mean, plants are definitely gonna help you with that. They look pretty sweet, and I kinda wish we could set any type of plant in the game, not just the ones that, well, Hello Games is giving us on a weekly basis, but you know, in the meantime, this will definitely do. We have a carnivorous bush, which pretty much reads direct skin contact not recommended. I'm not gonna lie, I really doubt it's going to do any damage to you in game, but it's an awesome description nonetheless. Then we have a maze-like plant called Curious Corn, and yeah, you all wanted to be farmers, well, you can now do it earth style. But finally we have the squat dwarf palm, which is again also looking pretty sweet. I didn't get to test these ones in game, I only did the mission itself. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you this, once you complete this week's event you will be able to repeat it just like usual, and what it tells you to do is pretty much take screenshots of all sorts of structures. In my case, it told me to take screenshots of a monolith, and then it told me to take another screenshot of a small base, but I only took it with the monolith and it already rewarded me 500 Quicksilver, so I think it's probably going to be another 500 silver per each screenshot you get. And yeah, you don't even need to leave your ship, all you need to do is get close to the structure itself, assuming you find it without like using a signal booster, and it should be pretty easy. If you don't find them manually, you can just set down a signal booster. In my case, I have set it down to search for a monolith, and so I did, it found it, and then I just took the screenshot of it and I was rewarded 500 Quicksilver. Other than that, we have some community spotlight, and we have just the screenshots that have been upvoted to hell in the previous week on Reddit. I am particularly a fan of the one on the bottom over here, which I'm not really sure, it's made out of 2,300 unique No Man's Sky screenshots, and that is quite amazing. I mean, I don't even know how this person even managed to do something like this, but yeah, it looks freaking sweet. Later on, we have somebody who managed to do a 3D copy of the default multi-tool, and it looks every bit as spectacular as you would have expected it. I mean, it definitely looks exactly how it was in game. It's so freaking high-end. Not really sure why Hello Games themselves are not selling this kind of stuff, because it's definitely looking very good. And that pretty much covers, you know, today's development update. There isn't much in it. Of course, it just comes with a patch 1.65, but it only brings in a couple of fixes that aren't really that major. First of all, we have the one that gets you stuck when exiting the starship. As I've said, this is an ongoing issue, and it seems it's still getting patched out, so I'm glad that happens. Then we have updated mission logic, and finally some updated text, and of course the post itself ends with "The team is hard at work on future large updates. We are so very close to being able to share something exciting with you, but we're going to contain our excitement and keep it under wraps for just a little longer to make sure all of the final polish passes are in place. The patch notes for 1.65 are below. Thank you for playing and reading these updates. Thank you so much, Sean." And that's where it all ends. Now I am very curious to see what the next big update even contains. At this point, I'm expecting at the very least to get the new exocraft that we have hidden somewhere in the files. You already saw it on this channel. We have other intriguing mentions in the survey itself. There is a mention of underwater worlds, better unique planet generation is also being mentioned, so I'm really curious if Hello Games has already started working upon this. I think these are probably the most pressing issues so far, of course, along with the customization that we greatly need for the ships themselves as well as for the multi-tool. And if I were to make like a top list of things that I really want to see in the next big update, whatever it is of course ship customization, multi-tool customization, customization as well. And yeah, let's see what happens. What do you guys think we're gonna see next? Do you think we're gonna see some new customization? Do you think we're gonna see new planets? Do you think the stuff that has been shown in the survey even gets enough time to be implemented by the next update, whatever this big update will be? I'm expecting literally anything possible at this point, but we will wait and see until then. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to aim that like button. Also subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, so peace out.